People are starting to prefer legal advice from AI over lawyers, and I wish I were kidding, but there was a research study that was released about 2 weeks ago that basically says that. Well, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but I'm going to go over the entire experimentation in this research paper for you, and I'll make it easy to understand, I promise. And before I get completely into it, hi, yes, my name is Nisha. I'm a data scientist, which basically means I know things about AI, machine learning, tech in general, and in this day and age, I truly believe it is important for everyone to have at least a basic level education when it comes to tech and AI, and I want to make that as easy to understand as possible. So I'm going to be making more videos like this, explaining the ins and outs of AI, like for normies to understand, I guess. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, like, give me a follow. But yeah, back to the video. Now, this study consisted of 3 experiments. The first one consisted of the participants reading a bunch of different legal advice text, and some of the texts were written by AI, others were written by actual lawyers. And some of the participants were told who wrote what legal advice. Another set of participants did not know whatsoever. Now, after reading this legal advice, whether or not they knew who wrote it, they got to rate whether or not they would follow that advice. Now, for the group that did not know who wrote what, it turns out they actually preferred the AI advice over the legal advice and said that they would be more willing to follow it. And the group that did know who wrote what, they kind of treated the advice pretty evenly. Like they said, oh, yeah, I'd follow either or. The second experiment was pretty similar, except they didn't tell any of the participants who wrote what, and basically they did this to see if they would get the same results as the first experiment, and with a new set of people. And they did get the same response. People preferred the AI advice over the lawyer advice. Now, the third experiment was actually different. They just gave the legal advice to the participants to read, and they had to guess then who wrote it. Was it AI who wrote it, or was it lawyers who wrote it? And the result of this was about 59% of the time, participants were able to guess whether it was written by AI or written by lawyers, which is better than just random guessing, because random guessing is like 50-50, but it's still slightly weak. So this means kind of that AI written stuff is almost indistinguishable from human or actual lawyers and what they write. So now the question is, why were the results how they were? So when it comes to the groups who did not know who wrote what in experiments 1 and 2, possibly it could be because when you see responses generated by AI, it's usually very structured and also a little bit shorter than what lawyers write. Lawyer advice tends to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more drawn out, even though, like, rightfully so, because law is complicated. But yeah, so because of the shortness and the more directness of AI, it is possible that could be a reason why people trusted the AI over the lawyers. But to be clear, this is all speculation. And for the ones who did know who wrote what, it's possible it was more out of obligatoriness when they said, oh, yeah, I trust the lawyers, and yeah, I might trust AI, because once again, it was pretty equal, right? So it was more or less, maybe, I don't know, once again, speculating here, out of obligation, because who wants to admit that, oh, I would prefer AI over an actual lawyer? Like that, I think most people can say that sounds a little bit insane, right? Even if they did actually believe that the AI is better than the lawyer, right? Like, I think people have a little bit that much sense to think, oh, this might sound a little crazy. But yeah, I think this is a great time to say and remind everyone, like if they knew it already, AI is very, very good at bullshitting, okay? So I know everyone loves ChatGPT. Like, I use it too. I'll admit I use it too. Not extensively, but I do use it. And I know now they have a feature where they can search the web, right? And they can search Google for answers and everything. But sometimes Google doesn't have answers either. So say they pull some advice from somewhere and pull information from somewhere, that information might not be complete, right? So AI knows how to fill in the holes and make it sound complete and truthful and everything like that when it might not be 100% true. And that's why these AI things, whether it be ChatGPT or what's it called, Google's Gemini, or like any other of these AI systems, they have a warning that says, oh, might not be 100% correct. So be careful. Okay. So yeah.